Hello and welcome to Rainy Day Crafting. Right, I'm going to make another card today. This one again is from the Craft Stash, which is the Apple Blossom, which I really rather like theirs. I've got a few of these actually. These are like the cornflowers. So what we're going to do, a bit of blending, and I'll obviously be showing you some I've done earlier. These just to sort of let you know that comes with a sentiment, but obviously you can put whatever sentiment you want. It comes with send and hugs. This looked lovely and strong, really good quality, and this is it's like a 6x6. Hang on, let me just 6x6 size, more or less. Well, that's just slightly under. So actually, I'm using 6x6 cards that are actually already pre-cut. Okay, so this is what I should be using for my card. So that'll be my card size. So with no ado, let's get on. So what I'm going to do is do some blending. So I've already cut a bit of card, which is can you sort of it's not card, it's watercolor paper. Okay, so I've got a piece there. Sorry, it's white on white, and we're going to do a bit of blending. What I'm going to use is 3 different blues. I've got blueprint sketch, which is a lovely blue, tumbled glass, and salty ocean. So if you can imagine what I'm going to do, this is the design, and I'm just going to sort of do around the edge, but I'm going to blend some colours. I might sort of just do it because I like to try and keep these nice and sort of not huge, because I do them all in one go, and I sort of have little bits I've done earlier. So generally I try and sort of do bits and show you. So the blending, these are my little daubers, which are very good. So I've got them all for each colour actually. I've actually got I've actually just recently put all my sets out. I actually had them back for my birthday, another set or a couple of sets in April, but I've only just got round to opening them. Anyway, these are distressed oxides I really like. I don't particularly use any others just because I've had these as presents and things, and I've worked with them and I really like them. So what I'm going to do first of all is the blueprint sketch, which is this one. So sometimes I sort of check how much is on there, because you see this is obviously a nice new one, so it's very juicy, and I'm just literally lightly going round and blending. Okay, to blend is just a case of work with it. Can you see it's already sort of left a little bit of a line? So just keep working at it, and that will sort of blend out quite nicely. Because that's sort of, you know, the blending, it sometimes take a little bit of time to get it there, but it will dry up almost chalky, but that's what's quite lovely about it. Right, if I then say, oh, little tip, sometimes have another piece of paper or something, because if you then get a little bit of ink on your hands, before you know it, it's actually then all over where you don't want it. So I think I'll just do another bit here. I'm only doing it round the edge. Okay, what I should do, see, it blends quite nicely. Sometimes more is less. I think it's going to be my saying actually. If I then just move this round. Now you can do the whole of it. So I'm going to do that. Let's just now go to some other colours. Let's go for the salty ocean again. This is another new one, so that'll probably be pretty strong in its colour. See, when I first daubed it on there, it's actually quite intense. So just really work with a bit of pressure with your daubers. It's still there a little bit. This is why sometimes it's a case of putting it on sort of less heavy-handed. If you want a really deep colour, okay, I can now show you actually by doing it deeper, which we can do. There we go. And that really, hopefully you can see okay, but this is, the sunlight's coming in my room. Can you see now? That's quite a sort of deeper and put on quite sort of heavily. Let's just put it a bit more heavily so you can see what I'm doing. Sometimes that'll blend easier, but it's whatever the effect, what the look is, what you want. So can you see, I'll just turn this round a little bit. We'll now sort of go over this side. And the colours, as you can see, they blend in together to almost make a purple. I aren't ever so artistic as knowing exactly what colours work together. I know if you get them wrong, it can end up like mud. But there we go. very therapeutic in its own little way, how it sort of comes together. Obviously, you can use any colour schemes you want. I'm just going to put another bit over here. And then I might do the tumbled glass. This is the salty ocean, by the way. The more you sort of work with it, it blends, and it will dry up, like I say, a little bit sort of chalky look. So that's that one, lid on that one. So that's the salty ocean. This is where you often need a wet wipe around you to make sure you're not putting the colour anywhere you don't want it. And this one, I'm just going to fill in. Sorry, you've got the sunlight on here a little bit, but I hope you can still see the gist. This is going in here. There we go, in there. And then I could leave it white in the middle. Okay, so the sunlight's there, maybe you can see it okay. Could leave it just white in the middle, but I actually think I'm going to do this just as a lighter version through the whole of the rest of the card. Okay, so can you sort of see where some of it's blended? It goes a bit of a different colour, but that's all about the blend. And blend as heavy or as light as you want. Oh, the sunlight's gone down a bit. You'll probably see it a bit better. So there we have. Let me just put my lids on. So the colours again that I've used are the Distressed Oxide, the Blueprint Sketch, the Tumbled Glass, and the Salty Ocean. Okay, pop those away. Don't need them. Like I say, this is where I need, oh, I don't know if I've got one, a wet wipe to make sure I've got nothing on my hands, because this is where you can actually accidentally muck up your cards. Okay, so think that, see, once you've got it. Right. This is why, as a tip, I always suggest do a stage and really let it dry. Okay, so what I'm going to do is move that out of the way. Let's move them out of the way because we don't need them at the moment. Let's put them well out of the way with the daubers back on the shelf where they live, sorted. Now with this, what I'm going to now show you, that's the colour I just now done. Okay, which is those colours. This one I did earlier, all in the oranges. Now there's mustard seed is one of the colours, this sort of yellowy. We've got ripe permission, this orangey colour, and then we've got squeezed lemonade. So that's the ones I've done earlier. And these ones, I think another one was tumbled glass. Oh, hang on, I'm just going to look up on there. Pickled raspberry, I believe. And I think that was that blue again, that same Blueprint Sketch, I'm pretty sure. So there's 3 different effects. Now what I want to show you, look at how that's the one I've just now done, which obviously is still a little bit wet, so it would be very bluey. Okay, this one again, the different colours blend together quite lovely. And this one, which I'm now going to put this one together for you, is the oranges. So let's just put them out of the way. One of them's dry anyway, and here we go. What I'm going to then do is put this edge, because remember our card size is exactly the same size as the paper, and I tend to like a little edge. So what I'm going to do on there to get it nice and correct, just sort of spend a little bit of time lining up. You can literally measure it properly. Let's have a little look. I think that looks, it's cases, you know, does that edge look pretty where it needs to be? Then I use a bit of masking tape, which you can get. But I sort of take as much sticky of it as I can, because you just need a little bit there to make sure it doesn't move. Right, let's just get my Big Shot. This is my Sizzix Big Shot. I'll just send this through here. Don't know how well you can see that. And so that's in the right place. Put the other plate, you have all the plates on for this, literally pop that one on top, nip it together so it's sort of not going anywhere. Okay, it's just now a little bit of squeaky pushing. my workout for the day. I like to, when it's got a lot of detail, to go back on itself, okay? But this is the Sizzix Big Shot Plus. I've actually got a little Sizzix for small, like sentiments and small flowers and things. So there we have. Let's move that out of the way. There we go. And let's just slide that off there. A few bits to come off. Now, let's just very carefully take this off because you don't want it to ruin your paper. Which, like I say, whoops, be careful, sir. Oh, it's mucked up a little bit. It's so annoying if it does that, which is exactly what it's done. I think sometimes there's the pressure on the card. Gingerly take that off. Okay, some of the bits have fell out. What I want to say, some of the bits that fell out, they you can call it paper piecing, because although they come out, see, this is now cut the edge off, which you actually, I've mucked it up, but another time I could even keep that as another edge, you know, a frame for something else. But because there's I might still keep it because I'm a little bit of a squirrel, but there it is. And so now you literally push all these off here. So, one of these brushes, you can get them from Sizzix. I think this was an oldie in a little set they had, which you literally just brush them backwards and forwards, more so for little things, I think, where this, if you sort of just wiggle it a bit. But what I'm saying is, when you paper piece, these all come out, it's a bit like doing a jigsaw again, in such a way that you can then put them back, or some of them, you don't have to put them all back. But I'm just showing a technique at the minute. I'll just literally do a paper piece in another video. If you're liking watching me, please subscribe, tell your friends, share it. I have got 12 subscribers at the minute, but to be fair, it's only 2 weeks in, so you know, what is it, 8 little acorns. Anyway, where are we up to? So I'll just push all these out as quick as I can, because I potentially want to use this one to show you what I'm doing. Where like I say, you could keep all these little bits and pieces and then literally pop them back in, which is, like I say, it's called paper piecing. But the colours, again, aren't they lovely? So that's a bit like a jigsaw, isn't it? Which one fits where? Oh, hang on, nearly there. If I look the other side, I think as many of them have fell out as they need to. Obviously, I'm sort of trying to do it quickly. This is the original bit in the middle, which you can push out or leave in, entirely up to you. Now, look at this on your card. Hang on a second. Oops, that's caught there. Oh, might help if I have the card. I think I had one, didn't I? But there we have. So this, just obviously I'm trying to do it quickly to show you. That can then go on there. There's a few bits still in there. Hopefully at some point I'll learn how to do these videos where I then do a voiceover instead, because that will sort of keep them, I want to keep them smaller in size to keep your attention as much as anything, because I think, you know, none of us have loads of time we can spare. Now what you'll then do is stick that down. So I would then do that with my regular glue. Let's just put a piece of paper underneath. I think hopefully that's all dry, so I don't want to wreck it. And I'd like do the edges. This glue that I've got in these little bottles is actually regular PVA. Okay, so there we go. And then I just put bits and pieces in and here, because obviously we're keeping the middle on this one. Yep. Like I say, this is from Craft Stash. And what if you sort of subscribe to them, I think if you become a member, I think if you that costs you £20 a year, I think, for Craft World, which is to do with Craft Stash, you then get 10% off. But yesterday I did an order, and it come to 40 something pound, I think, for some things that were on a special, one of these flash sales. But anyway, with all the discounts and then my extra 10%, I think I paid £18, which is incredible. So I'm waiting for that to turn up. Didn't need the stuff, but sometimes I don't know what you're like. If it's a bargain, that's what we go for. Right, so then again, by eye, I try and put this on in such a way it's exactly in the right place. What I would always do is then pop something heavy on that to keep it in the right place. Okay, now what I've done, which I've done earlier, a die. I always keep my dies, I run them through the machine and then pop them in a individual. And I've got, if I now show you quickly, I've got a big box of all my sort of sentiments and dies. Well, there's like all my star signs, eat, sleep, beach, repeat. I must admit, I think dies is my weakness. I see things and think, oh, I have to buy them. Big hugs, sending big hugs. So lots and lots of, and all these, there's a few happy birthday ones. So I keep them all together like the happy birthday. But I not print them out, put them through the die and then have them so I know exactly what they look like. And some of them have got actual, they call shadows, where there's, so it's given, like this one is actually, it's got a shadow behind. So you cut one bit out, then you put the other bit on top. And where I'm now going to show you this is literally an old tissue box, because although, you know, your top, you want exactly, you know, you can use up cardboard, cereal packaging behind, because nobody sees that. And I just think, well, that's just stuff that's just not being wasted. Anyway, stick that together really, just literally run your glue on there. And if I just put some, no, if I, yeah, run your glue on there. Again, like I say, this is my PVL Go. These are really good purely because they are quite limited on how much they, you know, less is more sometimes. Yes, you want enough, and then stick them together. Well, that's still got a little thing to come out there. Hang on, let me just, I just don't want to be that I'm spending ages and you get bored. But anyway, if I just put some glue on the main pieces here, it's taking its time coming out now. Once it's coming, here it comes. So, like I say, use up your scrappy bits of cardboard underneath. Or you can do a few layers, because it then sort of literally pops on your card and stands out quite proud. So what you then do, I'm just showing you, you push them together, and by sort of like using this sort of glue, it gives you wiggle room to get it in the right place. Okay, so can you sort of see us then? And then I would hold that down with something heavy. Okay, like I've done with this, I would then have that on there for half an hour or so. So then it's literally, but you need to put enough glue on, but not so it oozes everywhere. So with the original set, it came with sending hugs, which I've done them there, which I haven't stuck together. So you just need to sort of get yourself all ready and do loads of bits and pieces. And if you have spares, keep them at the back of your dies in the bag. So if I now end up with some spares, I would keep them in the back there. So that's one card. And these just so you can see the different effects. This one I done earlier, which was obviously them sort of bluey colours, purpley colours. And I actually embossed that. I know we haven't covered embossing here in my channel, but I will, which gives that, you probably can see, quite a sort of glistening effect. And I've put sending hugs. Now this is cut out the other way round, yeah, where I used the colour. So that would be like using it out like that, and just cut the white out in some more cardboard, white cardboard. Or thick paper, white, I mean, you know, a reasonable thickness, sort of lets it sort of stand out well. This was done the other way round. I used the die to cut out that, so you then get again a totally different effect. So there we have some different ways, and I think that blue one's been in the sunlight now, so that might give some good effect. And then what I was going to do on this one, can you see it sort of makes it pop? Yeah, just literally stick that down and you have got sending hugs. And there you've got a very lovely card with a bit of blending. Like I say, you don't have to have these dies. If you've got anything else that will work, or you just use some other dies and the same effect. But if you've got any of these edges to give it, so it's a nice, you know, sorted out for actual sizing to start with, great. So anyway, but if you did want to buy them, they are mean, I've got no sort, I'm an early YouTuber, so I'm not, affiliated with any people at all, but I am very impressed with Craft Stash. Okay, so this is Sending Hugs. I've actually also bought, there's a tulip one and there's a daffodil one. Hang on, just before I go, I'll show you them. Maybe. Yeah, and actually I've got these. So like this one, although I bought it, that was a special offer when they now had their birthday. It's like that, but there's also in the oblong. Yep, so I forget what size card that is, but so I've got that. I've got the 2 sets of the tulips, and I've got the 2 sets of daffodils. Really good, but they have some incredible offers on. But I think I'm impressed really by how really good metal. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for joining me. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe. Until the next time, rainy day crafting, and see you very soon. Take care. Hope you enjoyed. Bye then.